Sharyland and Pioneer facing off in the 5th round. The winner of this series will move on to the state tournament. No team from the Valley has been to state in 12 years. Game 1 tonight, and it turned out to be a doozy. Here's the Ruben special. We call this the seal dribble. Bounce it on your head, and you go. First shot, no good. Pass to myself off the glass, and boom, the header. In England, they'd call that a marvelous individual effort. Our team won 2-0. So what do you think about that goal? Hey there, hope you're having a good night. We'll tip things off with pro basketball. The Vipers are enjoying their new home, Bird Ogden Arena. RGV has played 4 games on their new home court, all 4 matchups resulting in victories. The Valley's pro team back in Edinburgh tonight. Last night's contest was filled with goals, but unfortunately for Mexico fans, all those goals were scored by Argentina. The South American national team winning by a final of 4-0. Cada vez que la selección de México viene a San Antonio se arma una fiesta futbolera previo al encuentro ante Argentina. Algunos fans se vistieron de verde, otros con la albiceleste, pero todos se la pasaron de maravilla. Hey there, welcome back. Sharyland's Junmin Lee is taking his game to the next level next year. Before he takes off for college, he'll tee off one final time as a high schooler at the state tournament next week. It's a competition he's been to several times. Sharyland's Junmin Lee spends most of his time working on his game.
I just really love being out in the golf course and spending my time out here and learning the grind of golf.
Lee got his start in golf at a young age.
My dad actually owned an indoor golf range in South Korea, so I kind of grew up in there. I was picking up golf balls for him, helping him around. And once we got into the U.S., we knew golf was a big sport and we knew the opportunity we had.
The Rattler is heading to the state tournament for the 4th straight time.
I'm really blessed that I'm able to go all 4 years. It was a lot of hard work and a lot of dedication that took me there.
Last year, Junmin took 3rd at state. This year, he's going into the tourney as a regional champion.
I'm feeling really, really excited just because I know I'm going to be able to go in there and play a big factor into the state competition.
Lee will tee off for Texas A&M on the collegiate level.
First thing I got to say is gig 'em. And I'm really excited to go play for A&M just because I know that's where I'm going to fit in. It's kind of a family culture type of deal.
The Class 5A state tournament begins on Monday in Georgetown. Lee had offers from several schools. One of the reasons why he chose A&M, their golf facilities. Now it's time for Tim to tee off. Hey there, hope you're having a good night. Valley native Abraham Ansett is having quite a time in Australia. Last week, the former Sharyland standout won his 2nd tournament as a pro. This week, Ansett teaming up with Roberto Diaz to represent Mexico at the World Cup of Golf in Melbourne. Ansett and Diaz making history. Team Mexico takes 2nd place at 20 under, 3 strokes behind Belgium. It's Mexico's best ever showing at the tournament. Ansett taking home close to $480,000 in prize money. On the hardwood, the UTRGV women's basketball team back at home after a 3-game road trip. A couple of those matchups were played on the East Coast. The Vaqueros beat Canisius last Saturday by 4 points, and then they lost to UMass by the same margin. Coach Elaine Lord's ladies looking to get back in the win column against St. Thomas. First quarter, EDL Turk drives and dumps it off to Madison Northcutt, who scores off glass. She had 14 points and a career-high 14 rebounds. Now they swing it over to Crescentia Sampson, who goes past a couple defenders. Bucket is up and good. Plus the foul, she chipped in with 10 points. Vaqueros also doing damage on the defensive end, getting scrappy. 15 steals in today's contest. Cheyenne Tramble comes up with the rock and finds a streaking Turk who lays it in. And speaking of scrappy, check this one out. A steal by Quinn Huggins, ripping the ball away and heading to the hoop for the deuce. The Vaqueros win in blowout fashion, 74-43. Coach Lord satisfied with the energy shown by his team in today's victory.
Well, we're not very big, so we got to do it with effort and hustle. And, you know, the shots, we were 1 for 19 from 3. Sometimes they just don't go, but our effort was there all game. Everybody got to contribute. You know, all 13 players got extended time, so it was a great bounce-back game for us.
The Vaqueros a home contest against Prairie View A&M on Friday. The UTRGV men will be in action tomorrow night Vaqueros hosting rival Texas A&M Corpus Christi. Tip-off in Edinburgh set for 7 p.m. In their most recent matchup, Coach Lou Hill's boys came back from a 24-point deficit to defeat Lamar 77-75. In college football, the search for a new coach is on over in Lubbock. Texas Tech parting ways with Cliff Kingsbury after 6 years. Kingsbury posted a 35-40 record in his time as head coach. The Red Raiders finished this season with a 5-7 record, the third straight losing campaign. And in high school football, 11 teams from the Valley made it to the second round. 6 are marching on to round 3. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the best plays from the area round. Hey, Hannah cheerleaders, what time is it?
Hi, everyone. We're the Hannah High School varsity cheerleaders, and it's time to get
Soccer has taken Toros midfielder Victor Garza all over the world. Now back with his hometown team, the Edinburgh native looks forward to helping his teammates improve while recovering from a long-term injury.
You gotta go inside! You can't patch the ball there!
Victor Garza gets nostalgic when he thinks about where he started playing soccer.
Grew up playing in these fields when there was Edinburgh Parks and Rec. We used to play in these fields when it was like tiny fields.
Garza left the Valley after his freshman year of high school at Economides to focus on soccer. He eventually played for the under-17 and under-20 U.S. national teams. Garza also suited up for Mexican club Tigres. He then played in Europe.
It's taught me to adapt fast. It's taught me to obviously read the game better.
However, playing abroad did not prepare him for a devastating knee injury that cost him a majority of last season.
We were getting ready for the Orange County game, and then the injury happens. It was a 9-month process, hard process, obviously.
Garza is still fighting to regain full match fitness. He's appeared in 4 of RGVFC's 18 games this season. It's a far cry from his first campaign with the Toros.
Initially, I was getting a good pace of rhythm, playing my natural position. The first year I played pretty much all around the field, wherever the coach needed me.
Obviously, we know that he's a player with a lot of experience. His head for the game is outstanding. And so now we just need to make sure that his body, catches up with what, he has in between his ears.
Garza does not dwell on his lack of playing time.
And the focus has always been helping the younger players succeed. And obviously, at the same time as helping them, preparing myself to, whenever I get the opportunity, be 100% and help the team out.
Injury aside, Garza is glad to be home, playing the sport he loves in front of friends and family, just like the old days. RGVFC's next game is on Saturday at home against Phoenix. You can catch the contest on Somos El Valle Channel 5.2 or 1240 on Spectrum Cable. Reporting in the studio, Ruben Juarez, Channel 5 Sports.